Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Maxandjuancast. Max, we a day late, but how you doing?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm
Seems like every
good.
time we do one of these,
I'm
your
good. Look,
your
I'm used
team's
to it. I'm used
played.
to it at this point. I'm used to it. You know? Look, the Raiders suck, all right? They do. All right? They're not good. At least we don't got Danny DeVito, aka Tommy DeVito, whatever the fuck his name is at quarterback. All right? Things can be a lot worse. Uh Jimmy G sucks though, man. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad in Vegas town. Look, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment down below, all that good stuff. I know we didn't post today on Monday. We're doing this after the Raider game, obviously, Monday night. A lot of news to talk about. A lot of news. Do you want to start with the Lions and Raiders just briefly, just because it's recency memory here?
How about a theme of the week, and then we can do that one. You have a theme of the week?
Yeah, theme of the week is uh man, I would say still don't really trust anyone. I can't really trust anyone yet, especially in the AFC. I mean, it just goes from last week when I was saying this, like the Chiefs lost, okay? I know the Bengals look good, but the Ravens kind of let the Cardinals in that game a little bit too much for my liking. Uh yeah, I can't really trust anyone in the AFC. What about you?
I would say surprise performances were definitely the theme of the week for me. Whether it was Will Levis, Tennessee, which wow, I tip my hat to him. Um, Bryce Young
How
had a
about
great
rookie
game.
week?
Yeah, rookie week. Jordan Addison, a guy I wasn't that big on, and Loki got getting in J.R. Alexander's ass, low key, and now he's like, oh, it was a fluke. Oh, yeah, okay. Is that what? I guess that's like Jair's thing, though, right? Like whenever someone
Yeah,
has a good game,
yeah.
it's like always a fluke.
You know what, Max? I didn't
And I
really.
really like him,
I do
but it's pissing
too.
me off.
But don't you feel like the last 2 years he's been talking more shit than you remember? Like
Yeah,
before the like before last year, I really thought he was like a humble guy, but he talks a lot of shit.
yeah. Like I don't even think it's like the type of shit. It's not like a Sauce Gardner, where it's like he talks a little bit, like he's just confident. The Jair, it's like you're out there running the mouth, but you're not really backing it up.
Yeah, yeah,
To me, he's a guy who I think is more talented than like the way he plays. Like I'm never like, wow. Like every few moments, I think that. But for me, one theme of the week, like I said, I'm gonna go with surprise performances.
yeah. Look, the Detroit Lions beat down the Raiders. Uh, look, we can't start this off without saying Jameer Gibbs, absolute breakout game, 26 carries, 152 yards. It's crazy to think that the Raiders were still in this game. Their offense put up 7 points. One Another one of those 7 points came from the defense with a Marcus Peters pick six for a moment there.
Which
Uh,
really bad golf,
yeah,
really bad
yeah,
golf,
bad by
bro.
Goff. But for the most part, their offense looks the part. They're gonna go into the bye week. They're as advertised, man. Would you like them to cut down on those turnovers? Yes. Would you like them to be a lot better in the red zone? Yes. But I think they'll be just fine. They're in the mix in the NFC, especially with the Niners struggling. It's gonna be fun to see if they wind up facing the Seahawks again, because the Seahawks did beat them. So that's going to be an interesting matchup if we wind up seeing it back in the playoffs. But the Lions look good tonight. The Raiders, on the other hand, look, they're
I
bad.
have one note to add about this game, if that's cool, like a
Yeah.
discussion. If you're Devonte Adams or you're the Raiders, do you trade? Like, is there like a trade that's beneficial to both? I just don't see it anymore. He's been very. He said things that I would take as like not happy, like malcontent, and I don't think he's like a malcontent like To back in the day where he's gonna like pull the whole team down. But there's definitely a theme with the Raiders of whether it's Max Crosby. Devontae, Josh Jacobs were like, we're done with this shit, man. Like, we're tired of this. Every year, it's like the same bullshit. We lose, we suck. We have little magic someplace. And one, like, there was some moments in the game where you feel for Josh McDaniels. You're like, you called the perfect play. Devontae got open. And where's the ball being delivered, Juan?
Yeah. I think it goes all the way around. I think the coaching is bad. The execution is bad. The quarterback play is bad. Honestly, man, I feel for the defense. You know what? After watching tonight, I really do feel like the Raiders have a better defense than people give it credit for. They're just on the field too much. I know they gave up a shit ton of yards, but the offense absolutely couldn't do anything. And to answer your question, I don't. I honestly don't see a trade if it's not Khalil Mack give back. I don't see the reason why you should trade a guy like Devontae Adams. I don't. You get a new rookie quarterback next year and all things are called off. Like, you gotta try it again. I think it's obvious. So, like, Jimmy Garoppolo's not the guy, and whoever thought that he was gonna be the guy, I mean, I hate to tell you so, but kind of called this in the offseason. You know, like, he's a
Well,
stopgap.
this has been him his whole career. Where
Yeah.
it's like when the guys are wide open and they're 10 yards away, yeah, he can deliver the ball.
Yeah.
And then whenever there's like a play like you kind of have to have that's not like run of the mill stuff, he doesn't deliver.
Yeah.
You can go back to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs where he's got a guy wide open, overthrows him. I mean, as a receiver, I've never played in the NFL or I didn't play college football. I didn't play high school football, but I played basketball. And if you like make an amazing play, get open, wide open, and the ball just gets thrown over your head, you're just like, fuck. And you can only multiply that, right? And it's just such a microcosm for like what I feel like Devontae Adams. Like, he came there to play with Carr. They effectively just put last season on Carr when, like we've talked about for years, the Raiders' problems run deeper than Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
And now it's just come to a head. Honestly, I would try to trade for him. I don't think I don't really think if you get Caleb Williams in there, it's going to turn the ship around right away. You know, I don't want to be pessimistic. I know you've got some blocks. You guys can't block anybody. The O-line's not up to what it once was. Like, the Raiders are a bad team, one. I'm not saying that because I hate your team. I'm just saying that because that's just what the film showed after, 8 weeks?
Yeah.
They're not a good team.
Yeah. 3-5. They're what their record says. The only thing I would say about the offensive line and Josh Jacobs in general, I just feel like, you know, I think it plays in the count of who the quarterback is. I honestly do. I think last year it was bombs away for the Raiders. Like, when it was good, it was really good. It was 50 yards.
Has Jimmy G hit a deep ball all year?
No, I don't think he has. Like, Brian Hoyer has hit more deep balls than Jimmy G. And I do think that plays in account with a guy like Josh Jacobs when he's seen the box and it's like, go ahead, throw it fucking deep. Go for it, because you can't. Like, it's not going to happen. So I do think, like, I would give the offensive line, as far as the run game goes, a little bit of leeway with that. But the Raiders are bad, okay? I don't think that's anything new. We both didn't think they were going to win this game. Detroit's legit. Speaking on the Jimmy Garoppolo thing, I want to just pat ourselves on the back, and I want to transition to San Francisco and Cincinnati. Me and Max were banging on the drum after the whole MVP talk. I vividly remember, Max, us coming on here and saying, hey, this whole Brock Purdy thing, don't believe the hype. Like, yes, he looked great tonight, and
was that for Dallas?
Dallas. Yeah, he was putting up big numbers, all that.
He looked great.
Yeah, but look, you lose Debo, you lose Trent Williams, the run game's not going as good. Oh shit, we're down 7-0 to the Bengals. Joe Burrow's hot. They're not making mistakes. Oh my God, I gotta make plays now. Now it's on my back. Look what happened.
Well, but one, that's what everyone's going to say. That's the whole thing I see everywhere. It's he doesn't have Debo, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have Trent Williams, McCaffrey's banked up. Hey, that's the difference between Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy and Derek Carr, Patrick Mahomes. Oh, we trade away Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelsey's banged up this week. Oh, I'll still make fucking magic happen. And I get they ran into Denver, Mile High. He was sick all week, played an awful game. But the capabilities of Brock Purdy one, or that of a system quarterback as it stands right now. And I don't say that to shit on the Niners. They're an amazing system. Sam Darnold would probably look good in that system, but this MVP talk is just not there. You know, they gave him the concussion pass against Minnesota and he got banged up. But what was it this week? Like, seriously, what was it? Like, what are you going to point to?
Yeah, I
Like,
just
yeah,
think,
Trent Williams isn't there. Big fucking deal.
yeah, yeah. And
It's never.
he had to make plays.
Oh
He
my
had to
god.
make plays, Max. And
Sorry.
he simply could not make the plays today. And I hate to like shit on the guy. Like I know it sounds like we're being super harsh, but
No, we're
like
not. Fuck
he's
that. Fuck
he's
that. If
he's middle
everyone
of the
can blow
road.
him, if people can blow him when he's fucking playing good, we can fucking tell the truth of how he's played the last 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah. And
Like
I got
fuck
a
that.
lot of
That's
shit.
bullshit.
Yeah, and I got a lot of shit for us saying like, yeah, Bryce, you put Bryce Young in that system or you put Dak Prescott in that system. And it's like, yeah, you put those guys in that system in that, role, they're going to show up and they're going to put up numbers like Purdy. But
Imagine you put a Burrow in that system,
yeah,
a Mahomes.
yeah, yeah, it's a whole different story.
I don't get
So
it.
look, the
Hey,
Niners,
yeah, you're right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
the Niners have lost 3 straight. I wouldn't say it's panic time. I think they're just going through a rough patch. I heard a lot of talk about them going even. I mean, I feel like they already went all in multiple times, but is there
People
a
are talking
trade in
about they
here?
need to trade for this, for that. No, they don't. This is your team. Who the fuck are they going to trade for, Juan? Like
I do
seriously.
feel like their
Who?
defenses took a step back, though. I do feel
Yeah,
like
well,
that.
they're playing more zone. I don't think the pass rush has been as elite. And there was a few times last week where they had Burrow dead to rights, and it's just Joe Burrow. There's nothing you can do.
Bosa's not
And
having that good of a year
no, I mean
after
he's a
the
washed
contract.
bum. You know, he just got paid and got happy. No, I'm kidding. Nick Bosa still a dog, but the truth of the Niners one is, hey, it's real hard to be this good for this long. So maybe one team that's ever done it. You guys are 5-3. Hey, they lost to a really good Cleveland team. Like I know Cleveland's 4-3-1, but they have no quarterback.
Yeah. And see,
They lost to the Bengals, who was a good team. We know
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Now the
And
Vikings, they shot themselves in the foot. Brock Purdy was concussed.
yeah.
Whatever, but the Niners season's far from over. One.
Is it
You know, I
crazy
just
to think? Is it crazy to think, Max? If Brock Purdy drops another one, is it Darnold time?
I don't think that's crazy.
That's a
I don't think it's
legitimate
crazy at
question.
all.
Same. I
No, I
think
don't.
that's a
If I
legitimate
was San
question.
Francisco, I would have fucking played Darnold right now just to see what I had in him. I'm like, oh, play you for a week. I can't imagine it's going to look that much worse with Darnold. It looked good with Jimmy G.
Right. Yeah.
So,
And
and
Seattle,
you heard stuff last year one with Jimmy G when he was hurt. Sorry, I just want to add this. They were talking about he might come back. They always said that like he
yeah.
might come back and play. So I don't know. They built this Brock Purdy up. It'd just be hard for me to think you could really replace him without a reason.
Yeah. 100%. On the Bengals, on the other hand, they're back. They're back. Joe Burrow looks
Jamar
healthy.
Chase,
Yeah.
that defense, they do it every time I play them. Like drop people into the middle of the fucking field.
Yeah.
It's all they want to throw the ball over the middle of the field,
Yeah.
and they did that.
I forgot where I heard it today, but it's crazy to think that their defensive line has been together for so fucking long. The BJ Hill, DJ Reader, Hendrickson, and Sam Hubbard. They've been the
The
same
only
four
person,
guys.
the only person that is new is Miles Murphy, and I haven't really got to like. I don't think he gets that much burn.
Yeah. And their corners, they're they're not the best cover guys as far as like man to man, but they're all just super fucking athletic. Like I feel like even if someone does catch the ball, they got guys flying down the fucking field to come tackle you. And Dax Hill and the other kid Turner from Michigan. It's crazy.
Do they have like a marquee name on their defense?
No,
Henriksen?
I would say I was thinking about that. I think I wouldn't say marquee name, but if I would to have to put someone that's their best player, and I know this is crazy to say, but it's probably DJ Reader for me. I feel like that.
Dude, I think their linebackers are fucking really good too. Like Logan
Yeah.
Wilson, Jermaine Pratt. Let me put it like this: there's no one on the defense where I'm like, wow, that
Yeah.
guy's awesome,
Like
like super
Micah.
awesome. But there's just guys that's like, that guy's really good. That guy's good. I don't think they have a bad player on defense.
Yeah. 100%. And they're completely in the mix. The Chiefs lost this week. The Bills, they got their issues. The Dolphins look human. Watch out for the Bengals, man. They're back. Plus, they're getting the run game going with Joe Mixon. I love to see that. And, moving off of this and going to Seattle, all of a sudden, Seattle's in first place in the NFC West. And they still haven't played the Niners. They wind up beating the Browns. Tough way for the
Game.
Browns. Yeah, it was a tough game, bro, because that pick by PJ Walker kind of did it. It was a tip ball on fucking Jamal Adams' head and kind of just gave it to the Seahawks right there. But
that's as close as Jamal get to a pick all year, guys.
Yeah. But
no, it's crazy. One real quick. I just want to say one thing about Cleveland. We talk like there's so much Deshaun Watson hate, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Like, but he is such an improvement when he's healthy than PJ Walker. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like the last game we saw of him, we were like, "Oh, they're looking really good," and he's hurt his shoulder. Like they need some quarterback play, and this team might win the division. Like I feel like they can contend with Baltimore for the division.
100%. Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate they don't have any type of I know PJ Walker's fun one. I know he beat the Niners, but he almost fucked the game up for them that game too.
Yeah. You have to be looking at the Browns so frustrated because they can win. They have I know this is crazy to say, but they have a Super Bowl caliber team, but the quarterback. That's the main problem. But the thing is it's not like they have Ryan Tannehill. It's not like they have Zach Wilson. They have Deshaun Watson. It's just he won't fucking get back to that form. He's been fucking terrible, or he's not on the field. And as a Browns fan, you got to be so frustrated because they almost still won this game. They still compete. They can still run the ball. Their defense is elite. Hell, their special teams makes plays. Everywhere, bro. And it's just the quarterback play. It's fucking horrendous. Whether it's PJ Walker or DTR. Both of those guys are just not ready to be in those spots. And so you got to feel for the Browns. But, hey, Seattle got the job done. They still haven't played San Francisco, which is a good thing. I can't wait to see that matchup. But they're right where they're supposed to be. And they're clicking on all cylinders. They finally got Jackson Smith and Jigba into the mix this week.
Game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, game-winning touchdown. The whole Kenny Walker, Charbonnet combo, really love to see that. Their defense, man, Tariq Woolen's looking like he's getting back into form. He started off kind of slow this year, but
Devin Witherspoon's really good.
Yeah, they're good, dude. And people look at the Lions and it's like they beat the Lions. And really their only loss that was kind of bad was week 1. When they lost to the
Rams.
The Rams. That was their only blemish, but hey, it's week 1. I think that was coming out of there being like, hey, let's not react. There's always one of those week 1's results where you're like, what the fuck happened? So it's clearly this is a contender. Clearly they're legit. The one thing that scares me is maybe Geno. There are signs in there sometimes where it's what the fuck are you doing kind of thing. We should have blown out this team. Because weren't they up 14-0 at one point?
Definitely, yeah. There was definitely some natural regression from Geno with just some questionable decisions, just questionable this, and maybe some error on the ball. Geno turned the ball over. I still have faith Geno Smith. I mean, I don't want to put this like and make it like I think you could win a Super Bowl with Geno Smith at quarterback. Like he's not a bum. Like if the Niners had Geno Smith, they would be like, fuck yeah, we
Yeah.
will take him and run.
Yeah.
He is really good. Like,
Yeah.
let's not forget, guys, he took Seattle to the playoffs last year, and they were pretty good.
100%.
So I like Seattle. I like Cleveland. I'm not holding Cleveland's record against them. They're 4-3. They've got some really quality wins. They have a couple bad losses, but again, the quarterback play hasn't been there for them.
Yeah. And let's keep on the NFC. Let's tie in the Eagles and the Cowboys. The Cowboys wind up beating the shit out of the LA Rams. It was over pretty quickly. Deron Bland had like a pick six. He has more pick sixes this year than a couple of receivers have touchdowns, as crazy as that might sound. But the Rams, man, you know, we went into this game knowing that like, hey, there's a possibility they're gonna lose this game. It's gonna look bad. Things got a little bit worse with Stafford. He's day to day now with his thumb injury. None of this impresses me with the Cowboys. I think you're gonna have days like this with this Cowboy team where it's like, holy shit, they're dominant. I'm not gonna overreact. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god. The real test comes next week against Philly.
Yep.
Because they play
in
Philly.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philly beat Washington this week. Did it in their own Philly way. Seems like you got them on the ropes, but Philly winds up coming out notorious, bro. Like this is an ongoing
I
thing.
don't know. We were down early one. We came back. We kind of grabbed the game by the horns. You know, we lost Jalen Carter. He got banged up. Lost someone else. Slay got banged up in the game. But I was proud of the way we played. You know, you look back, Kenneth Gainwell fumbles in the red zone, 10-yard line. Jalen Hurts botch push tush. Tush push. That on the 1-yard line. Like we kind of were shooting ourselves in the foot. Now people say like, our boy Dag's been telling me Jalen Hurts sucks. He's a turnover machine, and it's true. He's turned the ball over a fair amount this year. He needs to clean it up. So do the Eagles. But overall, we're very talented one, and I was proud with the way we played. This is what Washington's typical good week. They'll probably suck next week.
Yeah.
But the Eagles did what a good team wants. They don't play their best ball, they still win the game. And it really was like they were up by 2 touchdowns, and then they kind of let up a touchdown late, and they made it look more competitive.
Not to mention, AJ Brown is nearly fucking unstoppable at this point. He's on pace for like one of the best.
Devontae Smith gets lost in the shuffle of things. Like,
yeah.
I mean, he's got 2 goats next. Julio Jones now. He caught a touchdown. Etch his name down. Got a tub. He's back. But I mean, if you're Tennessee, Byard played good. If you're Tennessee, you trade AJ Brown and Byard for pennies on the dollar, which I love. Can we tie Tennessee in right now? Is that cool? Like, I didn't need to do that organically.
Let's talk Tennessee too, man.
How shocked were you?
I was completely shocked. Look, Will Levis, I apologize, man. You had a great showing out party. Am I going to apologize and say that I was totally wrong on this guy? No. But in this one game, he did show some things that I was very impressed with. 19 for 29, 238 yards, and 4 touchdowns in his debut.
Big throws, man.
Yeah,
big
huge. And besides one of them, like I do think DeAndre Hopkins got away with a clear offensive pass interference.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. I was just going to say that one was the least impressive.
Yeah.
But at least he let the receiver make a play on the ball. I will say that. Like Jimmy G, Devontae didn't have a chance tonight, right?
Yeah. And I mean, this changes things for the Titans a little bit. They were fire sale with Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins. Now they got something with Will Levis. I think it's clear. Like, you try to trade Tannehill for sure, and you got to roll with Levis. He has already shown enough to where I think based off that game alone, Max, no matter how things go, you start Levis the whole year, right?
Yeah. Levis is just like, what's the case not to have him start the rest of the year?
Right.
Like, right? I was so blown away. I thought Will Levis played a fucking amazing game, and I don't think we were both a little low on him. But wow, really great, man. I just
I
can't.
just
I
think
was blown away.
clearly though, from the quarterbacks that were on there, like I'm pretty sure we both had him at 5.
Five or
No,
four, I
4.
think.
No, I think we had him at. I don't even think I had him. I don't
You
even
want me to
think I
check? I
had
can
Will
check.
Levis. I think,
Well,
yeah.
you're a shitty evaluator.
No, stop. We have our hits, we have our misses, Max. Don't let me get into that. All right, you got a couple of misses on your resume too, dog. What I have him?
Not a quarterback, but yeah, go ahead.
Are you looking up our list?
Oh yeah, look at him right now.
I know I had Jake Hayner on there.
No,
I,
you had him. You had him at 4, Will Levis.
okay, yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean,
I had him at 4.
I still
Yeah,
think I think we both still think that the 3 guys that were ahead of him are better, but the things that I want to see is him really create some passes like in zone. That's because that I like his amazing arm and his deep ball. Like I expected that, but what really griped me with his evaluation is the gimme, the easy throws. He was so inaccurate on like screen passes in Kentucky, and it frustrated the living shit out of me. As far as deep balls go, though, he was one of the best deep ball throwers in the draft. He had a big arm, like the talent was just undeniable. Like I'm pretty sure I had in my notes like Carson Wentz esque, like the way that he played. But
yeah.
very impressive for him. One of the main reasons why a lot of people didn't like it was because he puts mayonnaise in his fucking coffee. So that's gonna be disgusting still, no matter how good he plays.
One thing is the silver lining is Tennessee's like, holy shit, we might have had our guy.
Yeah.
Like you might have had the whole team believing like, holy shit, like
This might be.
our offense hasn't looked like this all year.
This is not the first time though, Max. I think they kind of learned their lesson with Marcus Mariota in his first game, so they have had this before.
No, correct. You are correct. But I mean, it does breed like a sense of like, ooh, we have some
Yeah,
life.
yeah. No, it
Like our
definitely like
quarterback.
gets
Well,
rid of
I will
the.
say this: Will Levis will make more plays at this point in his career than Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, that's facts.
He
That's
will make more
facts.
bad plays and he'll make more good plays because Ryan Tannehill right now is. I mean, I wouldn't say he's not even as good as Kirk Cousins is. He's just kind of like he's just your average NFL quarterback one.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Kirk Cousins real quick because I feel really bad for Minnesota because they were just getting their season back on track.
Yeah, let's do it. Perfect segue. Uh, I think the reaction in the locker room from the Minnesota Vikings on what happened to Kirk Cousins says it all. Yeah, they wind up winning this game. They're 4 and
It
4
didn't look
now.
like that.
Yeah, they're 4 and 4 now. Addison, man, looking absolutely amazing. 7 catches for 82 yards, a touchdown. I'm pretty sure he leads the league in touchdowns, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
I know you're right. I think.
dude, this is tough, man. This was a contract year for Kirk. He probably lost out on a lot of money, and he lost out on an opportunity. Now, if you're the Minnesota Vikings, I mean, you're in panic mode. You're kind of in the middle right now. You're 4 and 4. Do you save the season and you trade for someone like I've been hearing Ryan Tannehill out there?
I mean, if they trade for Jameis Winston, the only problem with doing this is teams are going to be like, give us a first round pick, give us a second round pick. They could really hold them over a barrel, which is not good for anybody. Kirk Cousins, for all his flaws, he talks about he can't win in crunch time. He's won them a playoff game where they were the underdog. He was playing the best ball, I would probably say, of his career. He had a gutsy win against San Fran. He was playing great. We can touch on Green Bay's dysfunction after, but I don't really know. I feel like you're really in no man's land where you want to compete, sure, but you're not good enough. Maybe it's kind of like, okay, Justin Jefferson, go back on the bench. We'll we'll get that first pick, we'll get that first rounder, and then we'll just, we know our team's better than whatever the record's going to be, right?
Yeah. Jaren Hall is not the answer, though, clearly.
No, freaking poor man Zach Wilson.
Yeah. But yeah, the Vikings have a really big decision to make, like you said. Because you got to bring the JJ thing into this. And JJ's on IR. Do you bring him back too early and you risk injury for just a subpar record? And you got to really look yourself in the mirror and self-evaluate and be like, okay, if we trade for Jameis Winston, if we trade for Ryan Tannehill, whatever the case is, are we going to be able to win a Super Bowl? Because that's the way you got to think of it. Because your franchise is on the line at this point. Like, you can't do it and be like, okay, maybe we can squeak in the playoffs if we do this. I don't think you can have that mentality. What's the worst place to be in football, Max? It's middle of the pack. You don't want to be that. It's either you want to be bad or you got to compete for a championship. And I feel like with this Kirk Cousins injury, I know it's harsh and I know it's a tough pill to swallow for the Vikings, but it's time to pack it in. Don't trade. Don't do that. Start Jaren Hall. I don't care who you start, but don't bring back JJ in time. Like, let him get fully healthy. Don't rush it. And you play out the season the way it is with the quarterback you have. I know it's tough, and I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but you have to. I don't think any move right now, Max, unless you're getting like an Aaron Rodgers type guy, which I don't think a guy like that is out there or available. You don't do it. Right?
What if they just like went all out for Kyler? Like, fuck it, we'll get Kyler. Man. I would never do that. I wouldn't do that if I was them. Like, that's just,
I wouldn't
like,
do that. Not with Kyler. Not with Kyler.
Yeah.
I can't think of another guy that they might go after.
No one's out there. There's no franchise quarterbacks don't get traded very much, man. Like, you got to be old, disgruntled, a little bit of both sometimes.
Yeah. So I say this to say, I'm sorry, Viking fans, but your season's over. And
unfortunately,
I wouldn't trade for anyone, dude. I don't think it's worth it. I feel so sorry for Kirk Cousins, bro. So fucking sorry. Let's talk about the Green Bay Packers a little bit since we're on them. They look a mess, dude. They've lost 3 straight now. It's been pretty bad.
Yeah, their offense is bad. Quite frankly, Jordan Love hasn't played up to the level he did the first 2 weeks.
Well, the thing is,
the thing is, defense hasn't been good either.
They're lacking offensive weapons, though. They really are. Aaron Jones is still hurt. You can just tell he's not the same since that injury. Christian Watson doesn't seem like he's enough. They're throwing to guys like Reed and Dobbs. I just don't think those guys are capable of making plays consistently week in and week out. And Bakhtiari got hurt. Their offensive line is giving up a lot of pressures, and Jordan Love is throwing under pressure a lot. It's just tough for the Packers, man. They started off hot, but I think they're a middling team, and they're just one of these teams where you also got to look in the mirror and be like, hey, like, we're not that good. We got to improve next year. And I think it's finally time for them to 1,000% draft a wide receiver next year in the first round. It's time.
No matter what. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, and it's unfortunate they're not going to get a first-round pick from the Jets because Aaron Rodgers got hurt. They're only going to get a second. So Green Bay definitely, I would say, I really don't see signs of like, they're going to turn this thing around. That's one thing I'll say about Green Bay. Yeah. I don't really have much more to add on them other than that.
No, let's talk about KC and Denver. So look, Denver snaps a 16-game losing streak against the Kansas City Chiefs. It's been since Peyton Manning was there, since they have beaten the Chiefs. Mahomes had the flu. Just not a good game. This is probably one of the worst Mahomes games ever in the Mahomes era. It was bad. It was overthrows, getting sacked, interceptions, and quite frankly, the Broncos looked really good. They did. Their defense looks good. Javonte Williams is finally starting to look like that guy that I was impressed with when he first started. And Russ, man, he's been shutting up all the haters quietly. I know the wins haven't came.
Aren't you one of those?
Yeah.
He'll get benched, you were saying?
No, for real. Because now it's starting to turn into wins. And that's the biggest thing. It's like, yeah, you can put up all the numbers you want, but if you keep on losing or you keep on, turning the ball over at the worst possible time, it's tough to look at you and look at those stats. But when you're backing it up and you're doing it consistently and now the wins are starting to, go your way. Yeah, man, Russell Wilson, he's not Seattle Russ. I wouldn't go that far, but he's definitely not this guy where it's looking like a complete disaster and Denver's absolutely fucked. I think they have something here. They have enough to look forward and at least build around him next year. Like, be like, hey, we have this guy in Russ. It's not going to be a travesty. Like, let's get some weapons. Let's get some more guys for him, and we can build something. Shout out to the Broncos, bro. I know how that feels. I know how that feels to get it.
Let's fucking ride.
Let's ride, bro. I know how it feels to get beat by a team that many times and break a streak. That shit feels fucking amazing. Feels like the fucking Super Bowl. On the Chiefs, on the other hand, you can't trust them. Look, there's no one you can trust in the AFC. Nobody. I don't care who you fucking say. We're especially going to see that next week with the Ravens because the Ravens play the Seahawks next week, I believe.
Yeah. You want to talk about Baltimore versus Arizona real quick?
Yeah. Do you have anything to say on the Chiefs?
No, I don't. It's a fluke. Mahomes was sick. I trust them to be the best team in the AFC. Them or the Bengals. I don't really see anyone else in their caliber. Like, we're going to talk. You're going to like overanalyze the Chiefs. Like we were saying about the Eagles. Don't overanalyze them. They lost the game. Patrick Mahomes played his worst football. Russ is looking better. That's really all I got to add about Kansas City. I think, again, Baltimore's a kind of fool's gold one. Maybe we need to talk about Jacksonville as like the real team to fucking look out for, like a team that's just lying in the weeds. But Baltimore, it was a game versus Arizona for a good chunk. Hey, Josh Dobbs, I know you just got benched. I thought he's played pretty fine, all things considered, for them. They're not a great football team.
Yeah. Look, the Ravens beat the Cardinals. They got the job done. Their real test comes next week, like I said, against Seattle. I'm really interested to see that game. As far as Jacksonville goes, you bring up them. I couldn't agree more, but I kind of been calling this like that they're just one of these teams where people are not talking about because they lost against Kansas City or they had a weird loss early in the year against Indianapolis. It's like, bro, they're ready to go. T-Law, fucking 292 yards, a touchdown. And your boy Travis Etienne, look, take a fucking victory lap on that one because he looks like an absolute fucking superstar. And he looks way fucking better than Najee Harris. And that pick got a lot of flack because basically missed his whole rookie year. And people really forgot about him last year. He was good in spots, but it wasn't consistent all year. He looks like one of the best running backs in the league, straight up. And all the way around, catching it, running it, whatever.
No, he's been tremendous. His speed, his elusiveness, the way he weaves in and out of blockers. Sometimes the power is on display, like Jamar Gibbs kind of showed tonight. Hey, these small guys, they can be powerful. They can be tough to bring down in their own right. So I'm looking forward to what the future holds for Jacksonville. I'm thinking they're a team that's kind of lying in the weeds. Baltimore. Back to them real quick. They're a team that's kind of feasting on the weak, in my opinion. And even then, they've lost to some teams I would say you should not have lost to at all.
Yeah, 100%. One thing on Jacksonville that a lot of people don't tend to realize, I believe they're number one in turnovers this year for their defense. They fucking get
not
their
surprising
the ball. And Josh Allen, fucking amazing, dude. I feel like we need to do an MJC original on Josh Allen. That would be a good one.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
he is fucking amazing, dude. I was kind of, I was watching the film on him, like all the games from Jacksonville recently, and man, compared to his rookie year, dude, I remember the big problem for me with Josh Allen coming out was that he was a slim guy. He was kind of little, wasn't that big. He is not fucking little no more. He is fucking thick now, bro. And like, fucking seriously, bro, he's fucking jacked up, and he's been amazing for the Jacksonville Jaguars, bro. I love the Jags. I love their defense. They go into the bye week with the Detroit Lions, so a lot of people are gonna be forgetting about both of these teams, and they're kind of just in the weeds, waiting to pounce on someone, bro. Anything else on the Ravens or the Jags, Max?
Yeah, Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett's hurt. They still suck. They're 4-3 now. They're going to be 4-4. Minka got hurt. They suck. They really suck. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky, still not good. Kenny Pickett, he is not good. I can't believe this team was 4-2 to begin with. I really don't feel like they were 4-2, but who they play next week, Max?
Who, the Steelers or Jags?
The Steelers. Because watch them have an easy game and be 5-3.
Titans.
Yeah, they can be 5-3. I can see them winning that.
And then they play the Packers. They could be 6-3 and be like, "Oh, this team's good."
Yeah, fucking Steelers, man. Let's talk about anything else. Anything else, Max?
No, I'm saying what other games we have to talk about that we.
Let's go. You want to talk about the Jets and the Giants?
No, just an awful game. Danny DeVito couldn't get it done. That was awesome. It was a great game. Like towards the end,
that was not a great game. That shit was
no. It was
terrible.
just good in the terms of drama. But yeah, neither team is good. They both need quarterback help. Big quarterback help.
Yeah, when you ran the ball 36 fucking times with
yeah, let's kill Saquon. Let's do it.
Oh my god. No, I'm sorry, bro. This game was fucking awful. The fact that the Giants could not pass the fucking ball, and besides the Jets getting that one drive with Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson making an amazing plays, this game was awful. And neither of these teams should have deserved the win after that one.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, the Giants they need Daniel Jones back fucking in a big way. Tyrod Taylor got hurt in that one. It was all fucking bad. Let's go to New England and Miami. Miami takes care of business. Jalen Ramsey was back in this one. He had a interception. Tyreek Hill, though, he's already at 1,000 yards.
Did you know he's fast?
Yeah, I know he's fast. He already has. Are you shocked that he already has 1,000 yards? That's faster than like anybody.
Anyone? Yeah, no, not really. I mean, after that 70 point where he just had so many yards, and teams are just like Miami's a good team. Like you have to be accounted for. I will say. This game was closer than the score indicated. They kind of got away late from the Patriots. The Patriots were in this game for a while. This kind of game makes me think Miami's good, but they're not like ready, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Kendrick Bourne is out for the year with a torn ACL. I think the Patriots can be one of those fire sale teams tomorrow and maybe package off some guys. Possibly. Let's go to Houston and Carolina, where Bryce Young got his first rookie win in the NFL.
I feel like that's going to sting CJ Stroud so much.
Yeah. CJ Stroud.
Truthfully, I wouldn't even say Bryce Young really outplayed CJ Stroud in this game. No. It was just this game was really just like two teams that aren't that great. Like it was 12-13. No quarterback fucking went crazy. Bryce Young had to drive at the end of the game, though. That was his rookie moment so far.
Yeah.
He had to drive at the end of the game, get him in field goal position. But overall, both these teams, year or two away.
Yeah, 100%. Uh, I don't blink an eye with either of these guys. Let's talk about Chicago and the Chargers, where Bajit did not look good. Um, to be honest with you, Max, I turned this off after the second half. Did not watch it. I didn't bother to watch it. Yeah, he was fucking absolutely ridiculous. Yeah.
Chargers. They actually kind of came in there and took care of business somewhat.
Yeah. Eckler looked back. One thing to say about the Chargers where Quentin Johnston, they just continue to use him wrong. The one great play that I seen him is when he ran like this little like slant, bro, caught the ball and broke like 2 fucking tackles. What was our comparison to him, Max?
Demaryius Thomas.
Demaryius Thomas. Did Demaryius Thomas ever catch fucking jump balls?
Not one in my mind. Well, he had the best game of his career, though, for sure. At least now you're like, we're getting there. We're feeling good. Like, that's one thing for Jamar Gibbs. I'm sure he was like, oh, I feel great after this game.
Yeah.
Like the Raiders defense gonna make you feel pretty fucking special. Like like Tyler, like Baggett was like, yeah, dude, fucking great. Like, yeah, playing these fucking Division II defense, and
But,
Max Crosby, that like 5-star who like fucked up and is at the school for a year.
But you called it with the Chargers. They were gonna win. They were gonna probably look good.
Just getting Staley a little bit of rope.
Hey, man.
A little bit of leeway.
Staley is trugging along, man. Who they play next week?
They probably play someone trash.
The Jets. They play the Jets.
Oh, they could definitely beat the Jets.
Yeah. So Staley will be just fine sitting in his fucking chair. Absolutely ridiculous. I think that's all the games, Max. Oh, New Orleans and Indianapolis. So New Orleans winds up getting a win. Shaheed is fucking Tyreek Hill fucking 1.0, just throwing it out there. Anything from the Saints besides? Honestly, I want to say this: Alvin Kamara looks like he got his feet under him. He looks really good. I like the way Alvin Kamara looks, man. As far as the Saints go, though, I didn't see anything.
You can't trust them.
What'd you say?
I said you just can't trust them, like you said earlier. You just can't trust this team.
Yeah. I still feel like they run bullshit. Like the fact that their offense gets going with Taysom Hill just shows me that they struggle. Like you shouldn't have to be doing that to get you going.
No. Like that's a cool little wrinkle that can bust a play.
Right.
But when he's there, it's like, oh shit, Taysom Hill. Let's get him like every time.
Yeah. Every fucking time, dude. But Indianapolis, on the other hand, tough to see them because, of course, Anthony Richardson got hurt. Minshew's not the answer. They're going to compete this year. They'll probably win, at least like 7 games this year. I wouldn't be surprised. But sad to see them fucking go, bro. Anything else on week 8 of the year? Do you see any trades that you want to see or anything like that?
I wouldn't mind seeing Derrick Henry wearing Philly green, but I think we've pilfered them enough. I don't think there's going to be another big trade. I think the trades are pretty much done. The Eagles traded like their 8th string defensive tackle today. Like I would love for the Eagles to get somebody, but I don't really know who's out there like that. You're like, ooh, we could definitely.
I think the hottest name is probably DeAndre Hopkins getting traded.
I think they're going to, honestly, I think they're going to keep him after what they fucking said.
Right.
I think Love has changed a lot.
Yeah. But we shall see. We're at about 49 minutes, Max. Did you want to talk like 2 or 3 minutes about the Lakers NBA season? Any thoughts?
They just won. They won tonight. They just fucking pulled one out of their ass against the fucking dynasty Magic. That is the Magic, that draft dynasty. I will say there's not really much to talk about with the Lakers. They need to find a way to get Austin Reeves going. And I'm kind of shocked not to see him out there in crunch time.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
That's probably the biggest takeaway I find from the Lakers. I was talking to Max and I was joking with him. I was like, "Hey, you not pissed off with the Lakers?" At this point they were 1-2, but now they're 2-2. They just beat the Magic. But my biggest takeaway is Austin Reeves. Obviously we're really high on him. We did the MJC original. I'm hoping that it's just like, hey, you're coming off the Olympics. We don't want to overwork you, maybe get you hurt out there, not let you have big minutes. But, it is concerning when a guy like that is not getting a big enough role. And it seems like D'Angelo Russell is getting a bigger role than him, being the ball handler. And I just think that's kind of the wrong direction to go, man. I hope when it comes later on out the season, we see a lot more pick and roll with Austin Reeves and taking that pressure off LeBron to be the main ball handler, even a guy like D'Lo to do that, because I think Austin
Yeah,
Reeves
I
is
mean,
that talented.
this is a guy, Austin Reeves, who played good for the U.S. team and what he was asked to do. I don't like the way they've used him. I don't like the lack of kind of rope they've given him. But I think he's going to find it. Like today, he's at 11 points, but he's got 12 shots up. But I haven't seen the creation from him
Yeah.
that I've seen in like past moments. You know what I mean? Like there was times last year where we were like, oh, the Lakers are going to close. Austin Reeves is going to close out the fucking game. Like I would say he's lost a little bit of confidence, or he's just kind of got off to a slow start.
Yeah. Well, we're 4 games in. Another thing to
Yeah,
mention.
Lakers 2-2,
Yeah.
1-2, 2-2 or 1-2.
2-2.
Yeah, I mean we would have fucking blown somebody for the start last year.
Exactly. Another note to say on some NBA stuff. Victor Wembanyama,
Maybe.
whatever. Wemby. Uh, how impressed have you been with him, dude? Because I've been impressed.
Oh, yeah, he was awesome, man. Like, dude, he's gonna have his moments where like people punk him and he looks shitty because he's a rookie and it's a different game. But there's just a couple plays a game where you're like, oh my god, like how did he do that?
Yeah.
How would it like I don't want to say this lightly. Do we just get more and more like athletic marvels in the NBA? Probably do because the scouting is so global. You find like fuckers like him just walking around with a basketball as opposed to 20 years ago you might never have heard of him.
Yeah.
He'd just be the fucking Magic Johnson, Boris Diaw of France.
It's just like at least 10 times a game when I'm watching him. It's just like, how the fuck does a guy do that? And it honestly looks like some 2K shit, like a creative player, and he's just bigger than everyone, longer than everyone, and the shit that he's doing it has me in awe sometimes, bro. And he's gonna be a really good fucking player. The one thing to look
Even
at
like
is
Chet
obviously,
Holmgren, guys like him won, like that big fucking like
yeah,
guys who shouldn't be doing the shit they do.
right. It's crazy to look, and the fact that these guys can ball handle, I think that's what makes them so
And they're
fucking crazy.
comfortable on.
Yes,
Like
yes,
I want to give some props to DeMarcus Cousins in that regard of like he was really ball handling centric center. Like, bro, he would bring the ball up, he'd go coast to coast.
right.
Like, put the personality shit aside. Like, we're in the era now where that's commonplace. Like, bro, I wouldn't say Jokic is a ball handler, Juan.
No,
I wouldn't say that.
no,
But he can pass. But I'm like, I just want to give props to the forefathers. Like KG could ball handle. Like, but now it's like commonplace where it was like once a generation. Now it's like Chet can do it. Wemby can do it. AD can put the ball on the fucking ground. Like he's not a great ball handler like those guys, but he can do it.
yeah. The fact that like Wemby like looks as comfortable shooting to me, it's like when you have a guy that can run the pick and roll and look so smooth, like pulling up
Fluid.
for a jumper, just like where the fuck is that? Like it's crazy to think, dude. If you just put me in a time machine, like let's say I got left off at like 2007 and he just dropped me off in 2023 and I'm watching basketball. I'm like, what the fuck happened, dude? These huge fucking
Yeah.
guys handling the ball. It's insane to fucking look at. Um, yeah, Wimby. Any thoughts on the James
Whole
Harden rumors
series.
to the
Got a
Lakers?
couple. No. No, fuck James Harden. Fuck him. I don't want him on my team. Fucking bum.
Oh my
No, I'm done. No, yeah, I know you asked me just to piss me off. No, I don't want James Harden.
god.
I wouldn't trade Max Christie for James Harden.
The fact that the
Only if
Lakers
you
are
flip
thinking
him
of
again.
that, I'm just
No,
like,
they're not. They're not. That's bullshit. No one
that's
wants
just
him,
that's
bro.
just basketball social media, right? I hope.
He'll disappear. He's just a disappearing act. He's a great magician. He can disappear.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Chris Paul and the Warriors?
No, I like it. I like Chris Paul, man. He's gonna be great off the bench. I mean, a guy can ask me all these NBA stuff, not talking about the World fucking Series. Can you tune in for a game? Can you just
Rangers,
try?
right? Rangers and
Rangers and Diamondbacks up
what
2-1.
2-1?
Yeah, in Arizona for 2 more games.
Damn, your Rangers are gonna pull it off or what?
I don't know. It's tough. A couple guys got hurt today, but
Really?
yeah, not
So
bad. Not, I think day to day.
so is Corey Seager on one of these teams?
Yeah, he's on the Rangers. He had a 2-run
Rangers.
jack today
Why the fuck did the Dodgers get rid of him?
because he costed a lot of money, and they thought they were going to be smart.
That's
For
crazy.
for as much money as the Dodgers have spent, like they really haven't spent like for all the spending power they have. And maybe I'm wrong, and someone will be like, "You're a fucking idiot." They really haven't spent much money, like outside of Freddie Freeman. Like they didn't pay Trey Turner; they let him walk. They paid Trevor Bauer, and then like he got all that like bullshit happened to him. Um, they paid Clayton Kershaw a good chunk of change, but they haven't paid guys like Mook. They paid Mookie Betts, yeah, but I don't see why they couldn't have three of them. Like they can't afford them. Like fuck yeah, you can. So I don't know. Like he was injury prone. He got banged up this year, but man, he's a fucking stud. He's a stud.
Obviously, leading the fucking Rangers to the World Series. I mean, up 2-1. I'm pulling for the Rangers, man. I don't like Arizona. I've never really liked the D-backs. I hope your team wins, bro, because I know you've been pulling for the Rangers pretty hard this year. You said it in the beginning. You're like, hey, man, I'm going for the Rangers all the fucking way.
Well, no, I've been a Ranger fan for like a long time, but man, like last 5 years is like ain't much to be a fan about, brother. Ain't got shit
So
about
have they
shit.
ever won the World Series ever?
No, they've lost back to back. And the second year they lost it, the guy dropped the ball to win it, and then I'm sure you've seen the play. David Freese hits like this big ass fucking like fly to like right field, and Nelson Cruz he could have caught it. Like he should have caught it. It's a play you have to make, and he drops it, and they come back and rally. And then they blow Game 7. The Rangers do. So
All right.
It was like a tortured fan base.
Fucking, I know how that feels. Look behind me.
You did. Oh.
Anyway, I think that's gonna do it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have. We will see you guys week 9, right? It's week 9 next week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll see you guys
Pick'ems.
for week 9. For the pick'ems, all right. Anything else, Max? You good?
No. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Peace.